Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a foundation wear test on the new Mecca Max Selfie Skin Foundation. So this is a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. It's currently available on the Mecca website and in Mecca Maxima stores. It retails for $28. It contains 30 mils of product. It is in a tube with a pump, which is great. So there we go, handy. Did I mention it comes in 20 shades? The claims are a medium to high coverage, super buildable, radiant matte finish. So long wear coverage of a matte meets a fresh lightweight feel of a dewy finish. It has a creamy texture, lightweight, undetectable on the skin, hydrating formula with mattifying powders absorb excess oil to take you from day to night. So that sounds like it should be long wear and good for people who have some oil breakthrough. And it's also 100% vegan and cruelty free. Now I have 3 shades here. I've got let's start with this one. This is the lightest, MN6 Cashmere, so that's going to be a neutral or medium neutral. I've got MW7 Sunshine, so that'll be a medium warm, and MW8 Beach, which is also going to be a medium warm. It's just a little bit darker than the 7. So I'm going to swatch these on my neck so you can get an idea of the colors. There's our little dots. We'll start with the MN6. Where am I going to do this? Let's do this right here. So that's MN6. This is, wait, where are we going? Oh, it's hard for me to tell when I'm doing this backwards. This is MW7. And then we have MW8. Let's go here. There we go. So you can see the different shades there. I'm gonna go with MW7. I have tried this before. I know which one works for me. I'm going to apply half to my face with a brush, half with a sponge. I'm not wearing a primer. I like to see how foundations just hold up on their own. Foundation brush I'm choosing to use today is the Hakuhodo G5556. So this is a duo fiber foundation brush. I just turn this ISO down. Okay, so I've got one layer with the brush. I only used one pump. I'm going to do the same on the other side using a sponge. I'm just using a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge. Okay, that's one pump and I've only done my face. I'm gonna just take a tiny bit extra to do this side of my neck. So this is what a single layer of the foundation looks like. I think if you have pretty good skin, clear skin, like I do on my forehead and around the perimeter of my face, things look pretty good. In areas where I have more redness and obviously a breakout, which thank God it's starting to clear up. She was really getting out of hand there. In this particular area, I do feel like I need a bit more product, but I think if you have good skin, you're only going to need a little bit of this to give you a really nice coverage. It looks pretty good. I'm going to show you up close how it looks on the skin now so you can see the texture. Here's the foundation on the sponge side. I do think it looks pretty decent. It doesn't look thick or heavy or cakey. I don't feel like it's accentuating my pores all that much, which some foundations can do. Show you the brush side. Again, I think it's gone on quite nicely. The brush, obviously a brush always takes foundation a lot further. I was able to use one pump for a full half face and half neck, so 2 pumps with a brush would be fine, but I would probably use 3 pumps with a sponge. So there's that. There's the foundation on the forehead. I think we should stay up close while I apply a little bit more to the areas that I want it. So I'm going to stick to the brush on the brush side. Oh, that's a lot. And I'm also going to take it under my eyes. I will use it as a concealer today. See how we go. I do just prefer to use a concealer, to be perfectly honest, but whatevs, we'll do it. All right, I'm okay with that coverage. I wouldn't go any heavier. It's gonna start to look heavy and cakey, and I'm not really about that look. I don't think the coverage under the eyes is great. I would prefer to just go in with a concealer, and I do feel like it's starting to look a little bit heavy under there. Over here, the redness, and I've got a little spot just in here too, which is unusually red for such a small little spot. There's still redness like poking through. I also get redness sort of around my nostrils. I like to color correct those areas with a green color corrector, and I would still do that with this foundation. I don't think this foundation can cover a lot of redness that well. In person it looks fine. On camera the redness really comes out, so I would color correct this if I was going to be sitting down in front of a camera. On a standard day, I'd be happy with this. I'm not going to powder this at this point because I'm actually going to film something else, and I'm going to be using an eyeshadow palette. Let me get it and show you. I'm going to be using this guy. It's a Main Squeeze red palette from Colourpop, and I've had a little play with this, and I know I get some fallout, so I don't want to set anything because I want to be able to come back and tidy things up under my eyes. It is 9:54. I'll check in when I'm done filming that other video. My face will be powdered, it'll all be done. But I am going to use 9:54 as my starting point because that's when I have this on, and if I was to powder it, it would only take me an extra minute, and I would consider that my starting point anyway. So I'll check in again when I have finished that look, just for reference. It'll probably take me 16 hours, so I'll see you in the morning. I'm joking. All right, I'm midway through filming this eye look, and I've just powdered my face. I just want to show you how it looks. It's looking a little bit powdery. I'm just going to turn the ISO down again. Ugh, there we go. There we go. I think that'll be good. Now I used the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. This is one of my faves. It just works so well with my skin. But this is something that I've noticed with this foundation. When it's powdered, that's when it stops looking like skin, and it starts to really look like foundation, basically. Got a little bit of creasing there. And also, you know, this doesn't look great. Now, for complete transparency, so you guys know what I'm doing, I'm using the COSRX Cooling Aqua Facial Mist, so I just want to bring some hydration back into my face. I'm gonna zoom out because we're so close. I'm using a lot. This is a like a micro mister, so it comes out quite fine. Something that I'll mention here before I go on to finish the other video, if you can wear foundation without powder, unfortunately I'm not one of those people. I know there are people who can do that though. That is how I would recommend that you wear this foundation. I actually don't like the look of the foundation once it's powdered. I think it looks I don't know, it's like the powder and the foundation, it's like they don't meld together. It's like one sits on top of the other and it just looks heavy basically. So I think that's the main thing that I dislike about this foundation. All right, quick check-in after I finished all of my makeup. I've taken my thumbnail photos, I've done all of my stuff. It is nearly 12:30. That's how long it takes to film shit. But the foundation looks fine. It's fine, nothing to be concerned about. I'm just gonna get my nice comparison still shot here. Damn it, I should have just taken it as a photo while my camera was connected to everything for the photo taking. But you can see it here. Foundation looks good. It's all good. Let's get in close. All right, here we are. A little bit of creasing down here, not unusual for me. Looks fine on the chin. Really wish I color corrected this. Wish I'd color corrected that, but that's all right. Got the bronzer on, got the highlight on, the blush, the red eyeshadow. Doesn't scare you. But yeah, I'm happy with how it's looking at the moment. So I'll check in when we've got change. It is 4:06. Oh my God. Now it's 4:07. So I'm doing about a 6-hour check-in. You can see I'm a little bit shiny on this side, not as bad on this side. I think what I'll do is I'll blot this side and I'll let this side just go. Just let her get oily. But let's get in really close and take a look. So it's holding up pretty well, 6-hour mark, as I would expect it to. Not too shiny, which is good. I think it's holding up well. I'm just gonna blot this side. Not much oil at all. It has lifted some foundation, which you can see there. There's a tiny bit of separation starting to happen. These little red dots are eyeshadow. Very sorry. I'm not gonna wipe them because I feel like I could be wiping the foundation away. I'm just gonna leave them. But that's how it's looking at 6 hours. Honestly, if I was wearing this out, let's zoom out, so close. If I was out and about, how it's looking at the moment, I wouldn't be bothered by it at all. I'd be totally happy. It feels comfortable. It does feel very lightweight on the skin. I might, you know, if I was in a bathroom and I saw this, I might be like, oh yeah, do a little blot now just so it doesn't get out of control. But otherwise I'd be fine. If I pulled a little mirror out of my bag and looked at my face on a tram or in a restaurant or something like that, I'd be like, it's fine, she's good to go. So I think it's holding up well. At this point, I'll check in again, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or 4 hours, depending on how it's holding up. If this side starts to break down, I'll check in then. Or if this side starts to get shiny again, I'll check in. But so far, so good. It is nearly 8 o'clock, so I'm at the 10-hour mark. And okay, you can see I'm pretty shiny here. And I've got a tiny bit of oil production coming through here. So I'm gonna zoom in, we'll take a closer look. This spot of eyeshadow is hilarious. I'm not gonna wipe it away, but I am going to blot over here again. A bit of oil and a bit of foundation lifting, not totally unusual. Forehead has held up pretty well. This is like my problem area, so you know, I'm not surprised that that's producing a fair bit of oil. This side here, look, if I was out and I spotted this in a mirror, I'd be panic stations. Not really, I'd be blotting immediately, because any further than this, I feel like that's when you really start to see bad foundation breakdown. I think the foundation, the little red dots, they're driving me insane. I can't wait to wash my face. I think the foundation is holding up well otherwise, like on this side. You can see here, foundation is definitely starting to break down. It looks like my my lines and my pores are basically eating whatever gets in there. My forehead, where I haven't been blotting, so on this side, little bit of light reflection, but not too much, and it doesn't look bad. The foundation just looks lived in, which is fine. So I think for the 10-hour mark, it's actually holding up quite well. When I look at the foundation, you know, in a mirror from a normal distance, it looks quite good. Yep, I'm shiny over here, but the foundation isn't obviously breaking down. It's not, you know, I can't see it when I just look in a mirror at a normal distance. So people probably aren't going to see, you know, these little creases over here. That's up close kind of stuff. There's not many people that are going to get that close to your face. So, you know, while I like to get up close and show you guys all the nitty gritty so you can get a true feel for it, it overall from afar, looking at it from a normal distance, it looks quite good. She just needs a blot. It is 10 o'clock. Oh man, it's cold. It is very cold. All right, I'm very excited because I'm done for the day. I just got to do my little check-in. So here I am, 12 hours. Look, I'm shiny. I feel like not much has changed, but I do feel like the foundation sort of in this section of my face is breaking down even more. So let's get up close, take a look. So I can't be too sure, but it does look like, if we can get it to focus, it does look like it's separating, or it's separated a bit more. It's looking pretty fucking woeful on my chin. This side really hasn't changed all that much. It's getting a little bit shiny. I do want to do one of these. Yeah. Oh, look at that red eyeshadow. Get off my face. You've been annoying me for hours. Yeah, that's pretty greasy and disgusting. I need a tissue. All right, final thoughts. I think for me, there's one big thing that I don't like about this foundation, and that's the way it looks once it's been powdered. Now, I haven't really experienced this before, but it's like the powder just doesn't meld right with the foundation, or like it's almost like it's going on the face sort of patchy, like heavily powdered in some spots and then not so heavily powdered in others, and it's noticeable. I can see it. Now, usually if, you know, you over powder, you just go in with a setting spray or a finishing mist or something like that, and it brings life back to an over powdered face. So that's sort of what I would do to remedy this, but it never works. Something about it, it's like the foundation just doesn't become one with the powder and set properly. It's like you can always see the powder sitting on top of the skin. I don't know, it's strange. I haven't really experienced it before. Usually, like I said, if you got too much powder on your face, which it's an easy mistake to make, you can rehydrate it and everything starts to look nice and like skin again. And I have tried this foundation with lots of different powders. I've got heaps of them, and I seem to run into that same roadblock each time. So that's probably the main thing that I don't like about the foundation. Will it stop me from wearing it? Probably not, to be honest. I'll use the tube I've got. I just probably wouldn't repurchase it. I do like that you can have a nice thin layer of this and it's just, you know, medium coverage. It's nice, it looks good, it looks like skin, and you can build it up if you want to. I wouldn't say the whole concealing thing is like 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I wouldn't go that far. I would say it's just a really good medium to full coverage buildable foundation. It does build really well, but I wouldn't be caking it on because it can start to look really heavy. I do like that it feels really lightweight on the skin. Like my skin, okay, in this area where I'm oily, I want to scratch it off my face. But the rest of me feels really comfortable, which is nice. It doesn't feel, you know, drying. It doesn't necessarily feel hydrating either, but it doesn't really feel like anything. Only where my skin is like, wash me, wash me. That's where I'm like, I want to take it off. I want to wipe it off. So aside from that, it's comfortable. I think if you are the type of person who can wear a foundation all day long without powdering it, you might really, really like this foundation. I think without powdering it, this sets down to a beautiful demi-matte finish and it looks like skin. I think it looks really nice, and I just wish I was one of those people who didn't need to set my foundation, but unfortunately I'm not. It melts off my face in a couple of hours, so it's a shame. But I think, you know, if you've got oily skin, there's nothing wrong with it. You can absolutely, unless you don't want to maintain a foundation throughout the day, if you don't want to blot, if you don't want to powder and potentially maybe touch up conceal, you're not going to like it. But then if you have oily skin and you don't like to do any of those things, I don't know what works for you. If you've got a miracle product, fill me in. But being someone with oily skin, I always have to maintain it if I want it to last and look good at the same time. So this is neither an absolute favorite nor an absolute fail. For me, it's right in the middle. I would finish up my bottle, but I don't think it's one that I would repurchase. However, I really like that Mecca are putting in effort into making these kind of products, because I think they're only going to get better and better and better over time. So look, I don't hate it. If you've tried the Mecca Max Selfie Skin Foundation, let me know down in the comments. Let me know how you went with it, and don't forget to let me know your skin type and if you set your foundation with a powder. Also, let me know if you have any other Mecca Max favorite products or even fails. If you feel like you need to get something off your chest, I will lend an ear. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go wash my face and pet my kitty.